factoring up a ton of forces. He's going to need to get those High Templar up soon because the Khaidarian Amulet is no longer an option for upgrading on those Templar archives. Then you cannot instantly warp in those High Templar and be able to storm right away. So he is going to have to warp them in and have them save up enough energy. Looks like he's going to have enough here for a couple of Sigh storms. We have a lot of forces here coming in for Kos. Kos could potentially deal a lot of damage. He does have one factory moving up ahead, scouting for him, and these Stalkers shooing it away quite well. We do have a charge, I believe, on these Zealots. Yes, the charge has been completed on those Zealots, and the harassment has now begun for Kos, but this is a lot of Zealots to have to deal with for Kos. Kos now stimming, and it looks like he is just going to be pulling back because this is just going to be too many Zealots for Kos to be able to handle. He's going to need to sit back. He's going to start to macro up probably some different tech, going heavy bio. He did see that there were those High Templar on the field. He's going to know that these bio forces are not going to be enough to hold all these forces, but Mana now moving across the field with all his forces. Will he choose to start being aggressive? He is in a not the best place in terms of food count right now. If we check out the food count right now, we can see that Kos is actually ahead, 151 to 137, and on the Harvester tab, we can see that Mana is slightly ahead in the Harvester count, 68 to 70. Both players now getting their third base fairly well saturated. And we actually have an interesting factory placement here from Kos, blocking any kind of a fourth base here from Mana. Kind of an interesting play. Haven't seen that done too often, but hey, it's a good use of a factory. Better than just letting it die to the Stalkers while it scouts, I suppose. So now, in the base of mouzMaNa, we can see that there are a ton of gateways that have now been thrown up for Mana. We currently have 10 gateways up that I count so far. I don't see any other ones at the moment, so yes, looks like we have 10 gateways on the field right now. Twilight Council researching that blink, and on the production tab for EmpireKas, we see Ghosts now coming up onto the field. This is exactly what Kos needs to be able to deal with all those High Templar from Mana. He's going to need to be very careful with his EMPs. He's going to need to get those EMPs off on those High Templar if he can. Cloak is not yet researched, I don't think, for those Ghosts. If we check out those Ghosts, no, they do not yet have that Cloak. Sometimes you will see Terran players get that Cloak ability, send their Ghosts up ahead of all their Protoss units, and see if they can't get off a couple of good EMPs on those critical Protoss units like the Sentries and the High Templar to try to drain them of both energy and shields. But it looks like Kos kind of having a little bit of indecision here as he's deciding whether he wants to poke in. And what is this from Kos? We are seeing a hidden fourth expansion go down right now for Kos. This is not something that Mana knows about. Mana is taking a fourth base of his own, but, well, actually, you know what? Mana actually did scout this with that probe that was down here, so he knows that this fourth is actually going down, and Kos being very ballsy here and actually just deciding to take a fifth right now, but Mana, he has warped in a one extra pylon here up in the back that Kos did not scout, and now he's able to harass and prevent any more mining on this command center. That command center is most likely going to get away. No! EmpireKas' force is not moving to come defend. Looks like they're just going to move in and try to go for a big attack. Nice feedbacks there going down on the medevacs, draining them all those energy. They aren't going to be doing any kind of healing anytime soon. Kos, though, moving in. Nice Sigh Storm goes down for Mana, but nice pullback, though, by Kos, able to get out and not sustain too much damage. In the meantime, Mana is preventing too much mining going on at this base. He has these two High Templar up on the ledge that he's going to save up a lot of energy with, and once Kos starts mining on that base, he will be able to Sigh Storm those workers back there, so that is something that Kos is going to have to deal with before he moves out too much. Nice Sigh Storms going down, catching a lot of those Ghosts. One Ghost instantly goes down from that Sigh Storm, and looks like Kos is in a pretty good position right now. He is up in the food count, 200 to 183 in the food count. We now see a robotics bay coming out for Mana. Looks like Mana is going to be going for Colossus to try to deal with this heavy bio ball from EmpireKas. Kos now stimming as mouzMaNa moves in. All the Zealots are actually just disintegrating to the forces of Kos right now. So much damage being dealt by these forces, and it looks like Kos is going to be moving in a very, very good position. Mana needs to pull all these probes out if he's going to want to keep those probes alive. This is a lot of forces still up for Kos here. His units are all +1/+1. Mana does have good upgrades. He is currently +2 on his attack upgrades, +1 on his armor upgrades, but man, those Forces just disintegrated so quickly to the forces of Kas. Kas now moving in with a commanding food lead, 180 food to the 130 of mana. He's going to need to get this third base mining right away if he's going to want to be able to survive this. Just now warping in Archons. This will help against this Bio Ball. All the ghosts of Kas are very, very low on energy right now. And it looks like Kas is just now starting to mine on his fourth base. Kas looking very good, remaxed again at 200. I wouldn't be surprised to see him start pushing in again just because he is now remaxed. Going to start pushing in. He is in a very, very good position right now. Looks like mouzMaNa, knowing that he really needs to do something if he's going to want to catch up. He's going to need to move out very soon. He's going to need to get some attacks in. He's going to need to deal some economic damage here. Some Zealots are being warped into this fourth base just as units get here, so nice little pick off there for Mana. Managed to pick up a few more workers killed. Looks like he's up to 13 workers killed right now, but it looks like Kas is going to get here in time to defend the attack. Nice Sigh Storm goes down for mouzMaNa, and instantly a bunch of more workers go down. Looks like he might have lost about 8 or 9 workers in that exchange, or in that little Sigh Storm there. So very nice move there by mouzMaNa. If we check out the Harvester tab right now, we can see that he's actually going to just now be even with Kas after killing all of those workers. So not a bad place to be in for Mana in terms of worker count, but in terms of bases, he is behind, and he's going to really need to get up that fourth again as quickly as he can if he's going to want to be able to survive. Kas, though, expanding like a boss. Holy cow. Command Center going down over here. Just starting a Command Center here, but the Zealot did scout it and forced a cancel on that Command Center right away. Kas looks like he's getting tired of defending, though. Looks like he's going to now be moving up, trying to deal some damage to the forces of Mana. Nice! EMP goes down. 3 of the High Templar instantly lose all their energy and shields. Kas now moving up, sniping some more High Templar and Zealots off as he moves up. More snipes going down on those High Templar, and this is not looking good for Mana. Mana just lost all of his High Templar that had any energy at all. He's only got 2 more High Templar right now, and they do not have enough energy. EMPs going down on all the Archons. So many EMPs going down. All the forces of mouzMaNa now just disintegrating without their shields. 2 Colossi are here, but they are not going to be able to hold off all these forces from Kas. Kas now moving in, and I cannot see Mana coming back from this. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to be going into Game 2 of mouzMaNa versus EmpireKas. I don't even think I mentioned that this is a best of 3. This is a best of 3 from the Gigabyte Cup. Way to go, me. Way to go. Way to not announce where this game was even played. I don't think I did, though. If I did, well, I just don't remember. The forces of EmpireKas now moving in. I expect a GG for Mana here. Any minute, a drop in the third base of Mana just to ensure that GG. Looks like Mana is now 80 food to 190 food. Kas is in a stunning position to take this game and go on to Game 2 in this best of 3. So, just because we are at risk of me going over, I am going to end this cast right now once we see this GG here, and go into Game 2 right now. Ah, there's the GG. Alright, Game 2, guys.